Good morning, everybody. First and foremost, to those watching and those who celebrate Christmas, to announce that there will not be an episode of Blunt Talk. Was going to do. It was going to highlight part three of at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock ish. But are you really waking and baking? Dirty, but really good. I gotta clean it. Trust me, it was good. Trey. Fixed it. Fixed it. Fixed it. All right. Sorry about that. I got a disconnection notice because Antietam cable is garbage. Living in Boonesboro, I have the worst internet ever. Moving to Frederick next year will really help that out. That's sometime in either January or February. And to answer the question, Trey, yes, I was really waking and baking every morning. But anyways, like I was saying, no Blunt Talk this week. We're going to do it Monday night instead because there's no NFL. Or there is college, but it's bowl season. There's a game every day. I'm gonna compete against minor bowl games. I'm not gonna compete against like the national championship or anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and compete against minor games because I like to get this done before the year's over. So we're gonna do part 3 of the all-decade power rankings. If you haven't watched parts 1 or 2, they're both on YouTube currently. It's a great series. They feature interviews with the former players and captains of each team. Rolling up now, Trey? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. But yeah, go on YouTube. Blood Talk S3, 17, and 18. Those shows are the ones that are parts 1 and 2 of the all-decade power rankings. We have 6 teams that have not been announced yet. We will announce the final 6 of where they finished at on Monday night with interviews for their former players and captains, or current players and captains. I do recommend, if you have time, listen to the series so far we got. It's about 3 hours long at the moment, but there's some good interview stuff, good content. We talk about the teams. We talk about the careers of the players. It's a nice retrospective look at County in this decade. And we also make a little reference and nods to the last couple decades as well, because we forget this is the 50th season of the Washington County Flag Football League in the fall. Sorry, throat's getting a little dry. But I've been flubbing lines. This is actually the 3rd take I've done in this video. At this point, I'm just going to roll with it. I just keep messing up. But it's early, it happens. I'm just in a talkative mood. Nobody's watching, but they'll watch later. But like I was trying to say, video might be blurry as shit, though, for all I know. I don't know. From what I'm seeing, I had to switch off to data because the Antietam cable is just weak. But going on, like I was saying, no Blunt Talk Thursday night. We were going to do it Thursday, but we're not now. We're going to do it Monday instead. Monday night will be it. It'll be the last show of the decade. Come on, watch it. It'll be great. We're going to talk about the final 6 teams of the all-decade power rankings. And then after that, we're shifting coverage. After that, the whole entire format is changing. Next week's episode of Blunt Talk will be the final episode that focuses on Washington County. Mostly because after this year... Thank you, Peter. I hope so. Good morning to you as well. That's been a goal since I was 5. Ask anybody who knew me back then. I'm going to get sidetracked as hell, but my dad told me one time about the story where I used to commentate games out loud, is what I was told. And I don't remember doing that as a kid. Okay, I do. When I used to play my NCAA or Madden games, I would do commentary just because I was bored and wanted to make it entertaining. Even when I was losing, I kept it straight. I was like, okay, you got to keep it going. In a bad situation, but we can still call the game because it's exciting, I could do commentary on my own team's games, and even if we lost, I'd still be chill because you got to maintain that professionalism. Sometimes I feel a little bias in there. Sometimes I get a little hyped. I haven't gotten my feels yet on live, outside of Turkey Bowl, but other than that, going back to what I was saying, it'll be the final episode of Blunt Talk. We focus on County. Then we move on to talk about other stuff, because next year is going to be different. I'm trying to change the way I do things. Some say change is bad, but honestly, I feel like small changes and alterations are good. I'm turning the heat on because it's hella cold in here. But Blunt Talk will no longer cover Washington County flag football on terms of what happens in league play. And the reason for that is because I'm bringing back an old show of mine. It's a hideous visual. I'm going to close that. Perfect. I'm going to bring back an old show of mine entitled Washington County Flag Football Live. Washington County Flag Football Live was the original show I did back in 2017. It's on YouTube. Go ahead and watch it. We did about 10 episodes. I did 11 episodes of Washington County Flag Football Live. It went through so many different format changes that it just ended up folding upon itself because I went through a lot of changes. That's when Blunt Talk was first made. When Blunt Talk first came out, it was supposed to be about Washington County Flag Football only. Mostly because of the fact that that's all we were really doing. Like, that's all we really knew. Tournaments and other stuff came about because I was like, okay, let's go out, branch out, and make our own series where we cover all kinds of stuff. That came about because I started doing more traveling. But when I first could see Blunt Talk, which was Washington County Flag Football Live, it was supposed to be just county. I had no aspirations to do more. Mostly because I just didn't have time for more. My life was very different back then. My life's still different now, and everything is always subject to change with me. But I want to guarantee that I get things going in an orderly way. So I decided with Blunt Talk is to change it to being a tournament show only. That's when we work on circuit stuff, local tournaments, all that stuff. It would become a Friday, Saturday, Sunday show. And possibly Monday. That would be the format. It'd be a weekend show. Something you watch at the beginning of the week for tournaments. Like Friday night would be essentially the night where I go over the schedule for the next day. We talk about everything. We hype everything up. Saturday be a recap and a preview of Sunday. And then Sunday, Monday would be the post show. Depending on like what the situation is. Like each tournament, I've been tired at the end of it. It's a lot. Like I do post game stuff a lot. Like I love to do that. I love to stand there after the game's over and film every single moment of celebration for preservation purposes. And I was not able to do that at Capital Classic, unfortunately, as long as I wanted to. But we got a lot in for that weekend in general, so it made up for it. Looking back over, Blunt Talk would just become a tournament-only show. That's where we go in the deep stuff when it comes to flag football. It would be, and there would be maybe a possible Thursday show. It really depends on formats and all that stuff. Like there could be 1-day tournaments, or it could be 2-day, 3 days. Nationals is an example of something I'm still figuring out because I want to do an all-out thing for Nationals because it's the last tournament I'll be covering for a bit. It's because I'll be back for Ocean City at least. Let's put it that way. If something local comes our way, though, it could change. Because the schedule is never in stone for these things. It's never in stone. Because it's just never made out ahead of time. Like, New York had 3 dates. Summer Sizzler went to 1 day from 2 days. So you got to be able to improvise on the fly. And so let's just put it this way. If something is happening, I'll cover it. Even if I'm not there, I'll cover it. If I have people who are there. Let's put it that way. Like, for example, let's say I wanted to cover Virginia 8-man states, because I thought about doing some coverage of it. And I decided that, and Tyler was down there, and Boone was down there. I thought about, man, I should do some coverage. Unfortunately, that weekend was already in stone. I couldn't really change things on the fly. But now that I have time in that week to think about it, I can just go ahead and do something like that going forward, for example. I could maybe call them in like Saturday to recap what happened, and Sunday after the games, or Monday, depending on how it all ends. Like, in case I use correspondence is what I use. And I broadcast the whole thing from my own location. Because I'll be moving. Like, I won't be broadcasting at Ross's house much longer either. He's got number 2 on the way, second kid. And so I think it's best, or we think it's best rather, it's probably to move on from what we do on Blunt Talk once that all goes down. For a bit at least, for a bit. Where I'll be broadcasting at will probably be from my new bedroom where I'm moving to, because it just makes sense. I was supposed to get better internet. The person who I'm living with has told me that they have Xfinity, so I should be fine. I should be fine this time around. Antietam cable is a disaster. Trying to do this with data is a disaster. So I'm going to try to do more remote broadcasts from where I live at. But that being said, I'm also open to traveling for shows. If anybody wants to host a show, here's the required formats. Number 1, you have to have internet. At the very least. A hotspot. Because I gotta have something to connect to in order to have a better stream. Because sometimes quality could be awful with service and data only, And so you gotta make sure you get it up to a certain standard. Like right now, this is probably low quality, but I got nothing else to really connect to. Like, these Wake and Bakes are just kind of low-key, small, improvised broadcasts. They're not really anything organized. It's just whenever I feel like doing this, I'll do it. Felt like doing it this morning just to get some things out instead of writing a long post, because it would have been even longer if I wrote it out. But Blunt Talk's going through some changes. It's going to be about more tournaments going on. It's going to be about local events going on with that. Anything I go to. Anything I have correspondence with, really. But look for it to air, really depending on the situation. Because right now, Blunt Talk is going to be the only show I run with up until after Nationals. But after this episode we do Monday night of Washington County, we're going to shift away from County permanently. That's going to be the end of Blunt Talk being about County. Now you're sitting there and saying, okay, so you said all this about Blunt Talk. We've got tournaments. We're going to be doing broadcasts from my bedroom, basically. And I'm also open to traveling for the show, as long as it's reasonable and makes sense. Like, if you want to host a show and have internet, let me know. I'll travel at least an hour away on a weeknight to do it, just because it's the adventure and the fun of it. I'll be living in Frederick, working in Frederick, so life's going to be Frederick-based, so I'm going to be happy to get out of town for a little bit some nights, But I love living there. That's going to be a good thing. So that's a summary of it. Blunt Talk is going to be moved location-wise. I'll do most broadcasts from where I live at. I'll do other broadcasts from anybody who wants to host. Let me know. We can make accommodations. Blunt Talk's been hosted at other places before. We've done a show in Delaware this year. We did a show in Baltimore this year when Tyler, Rome, Joe, and Sean went live for Charm City Classic. It's been traveling. We've gotten some good mileage this year. We look forward to getting more next year, even though I would be doing it remotely. Call-ins be handled the same way. It would just be something on a weeknight. Nights vary. Like for Nationals, I'm using whatever nights I can do. Because there's really nothing going on weeknights in sports, or most nights in sports, except for NFL playoffs soon, which they don't usually do Sunday night games, so I don't have to really worry about that. We are going to run into the NFC and AFC championship, though, but, that happens. I don't control the circuit schedule. They're the ones who do that. We competed against the NFL in college all fall, so. But basically, look forward to that. Washington County will still have its shine, though. I'm still going to give it a light. We're going to bring back Washington County Flag Football live. That's going to be the show. No change to how we do things. We're just going to change. It's just going to be a show focused more on county. Like I said, same thing in Blunt Talk. I'm open to hosting that anywhere. I like to put the show on the road next year. I feel like it'd be more fun if anybody's open to hosting. Now, in case you're wondering what night that's going to be, because I'm going to keep shows at certain nights, like I said. Whenever I do circuit coverage, it's going to be random nights. I haven't decided what nights yet, though. I'm still figuring that out for Nationals. But for next year, look forward to be Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for nights that I could do it. Saturday on location, Friday possibly on location, depending on the situation. Like, for example, like Capital Classic, I would do it from my place on Friday night. Or maybe if someone offered me a bed nearby the place, I'd go, okay, let me stay there. We'll do a show over your place. But Saturday, I like to try to do it on location. Probably at the nearest hotel I'm at. Or if there's enough daylight, we can maybe do a show out there or connect to someone's hotspot. Give it a real live on-site thing, I want to do more of that next year. Other than that, in terms of that, County will have a show Wednesday nights. It'll be 8 or 9, I don't know yet, still figuring it out. Keystone will have a show again. That's going to air on, I want to say, Tuesday nights. Or no, Thursday nights. Thursday night will be Keystone. KFFL will have a Thursday night show. Same thing, I'm open to traveling, but like I said, got to be an hour away. A lot of you Shippensburg guys are over an hour away, and I don't mind making the trip to Shippensburg. Don't get me wrong. I'm be doing a lot of trips to Pennsylvania next year. Pennsylvania on weekends is going to be my home away from home. I might as well just get a hotel. If I could find a free hotel in Shippensburg or Greencastle, I would just stay there all weekend. Because that's where everything's going to be at next year is Pennsylvania on Saturday and Sunday. But they're going to have a Thursday night show. That's going to start as well as the county show. I'm going to try to start it as soon as possible. We will see. It will be probably closer to after Nationals. Save it for the county show, after Nationals. Let's put it that way. Because everybody's still kind of in preseason mode, but by February, I assume everybody's going to be back in regular mode. Everybody's going to be ready to get back out there because March hits hard and hits fast. And tournaments are getting earlier and earlier, and the season's starting earlier and earlier. Those layoffs aren't as long as they used to be. So, get ready to get your bump because it's going to be hype come March. And as for a fourth show, and yes, a fourth show, I'm going to do a show focused on Brunswick semi-pro football. Which I know some of you think that's insane, but it's going to be a local broadcast-esque show. We're going to hype the home team, basically. We're all going to get behind our Brunswick brothers and cheer them on to victory in the TFL. Because there's a lot of guys in Washington County from all over the place who are jumping in on this. That roster is very diverse in terms of who's playing from where. Guys from Winchester coming up. Guys from Inwood. Guys possibly from D.C. playing for the Railroaders in semi-pro. I'm stoked. As for when that's coming, sometime around July. Tuesday nights in July, we will do what I call Railroader Report, where we talk Brunswick football, take a look at the games, take a look around the TFL, get some interviews of players, look into the next game. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna get behind this team, and we're gonna rally behind Brunswick. And next summer, it's gonna be interesting. So that's kind of the gist. You got everyday practically coverage. Sunday nights, Blunt Talk. Monday night, possible Blunt Talk. Tuesdays, Railroader Report. Wednesdays, Washington County. Thursdays, Keystone Corner. Friday, Blunt Talk. Saturday, Blunt Talk. Like I said, open to hosting anywhere within an hour from where I live, which will be Frederick, Maryland next year. Nights will be locked into certain ones, remember that. Blunt Talk will be about tournaments. Washington County Live will be about county, obviously. Keystone Corner, KFFL. Railroad Report, Brunswick, semi-pro. Let me emphasize that. This is not about the flag team. I'm not going to do a show about Brunswick's flag team. I'm going to do a show about their semi-pro team. Look forward to all that next year. As for anything between now and Nationals, this is what it's looking like. Because everything else, this is what it's going to happen, but I can't tell you when it's coming. I can't tell you when I'm going to change, whenever County Live will launch. I actually looking into early February, to be honest. I might do a February show to get started. It all depends on the schedules that each commissioner releases. I know KFFL is launching March 28th, but I won't know anything about it until January 4th. So I can't really guarantee anything about KFFL yet, except there will be a show. That's it. There will be a show. But things between now and Nationals, like I said, the final part of the All-Decade Power Rankings is coming out. Number 6 through 1. Like I said, the recap of the first two over on YouTube. See Blunt Talk S3, E17, and S3, E18. After that, we will do a multi-night series on Nationals. We will do one night where we will interview Jamie Wolf and talk about what to expect from this year's tournament. We will do B bracket media nights, A bracket media nights, as well as a local Washington County oriented show. We'll do a special Washington County Flag Football Live to hype up the Raiders/Chargers as well as ADR and try to get their end of everything. Because, we're rooting for the home team, We got to get behind our home guys. This is the time of the year to get behind them and cheer them on as they try to rep our league and get our name out there. Remember, we've done it before. Andy Hoffman got the Red Knights to the national championship game in 2017. we can do it again. We'll also do a Thursday draft review night where we'll look at the matchups. A Friday recap, a Saturday recap, and Sunday preview, as well as a Sunday or Monday or whatever post show where we'll interview both champions, and we will wrap up the 2019 flag football season and look ahead to 2020. So this is it. That's the schedule. Other things going on. I dropped the Andy Hoffman highlight video this morning. I made that as a gift to him for Christmas, for the most part, and a tribute to his career. Like I said in the original post, if not for Andy, a lot of this ain't happening today. I'm probably not doing this broadcast. Probably not doing any broadcasts. Probably not even flag football still. I mean, I wasn't even supposed to last beyond just the fall of 14. I wasn't supposed to last into 15. I was supposed to be gone 5 years ago. But here we are. Now. We're heading to Nationals. Went from Survivors to Nationals. What a journey it's been. And what a journey it's going to continue to be in 2020. And I'm excited for every moment of it. But I dropped that this morning as a tribute to him and his retirement. Usually I hate doing highlight videos. I've started to learn to love editing more lately, though. As you can tell, I've dropped so many videos in the last 6 months. And we're just getting more and more and more and more. My computer is getting overloaded on terms of, I gotta remember to turn off sounds when I do these live streams. I was improvising though, and these are just kind of whatever to me anyways. They're not really serious. I don't take them serious. So I gotta do blunt talk. We're gonna have more. I'm working on the Charm City Classic documentary right now. We are 97 minutes in, and that's it. That's how much film I have in that. 97 minutes at most. I cut it down from about 11 hours to 97 minutes. It's every game that I shot minus one. I left out one game because I felt like it doesn't really go anywhere and doesn't really add to the story. Could do some more cutting out because as a film, you got to have a plot, and there's a lot of plot threads in the Charm City Classic that we didn't shoot the end of because we didn't get full footage of. But we make sure to follow the main stuff. We follow the main storyline. There's a guarantee of that. It's going to be really good. Right now, it's clocked in at 97 minutes. That'll grow. But it has footage from me, Monet, Tyler, Spencer, that is, and the shows that we did for Blunt Talk, as well as footage from War Room and Eric Bost. So shout out to Eric Bost and Monet for allowing us to use their footage for this. I'm excited. It's going to be dropping sometime in the next few months. I'm still working on it. I'm going to probably get back on it today if we have time. It is Christmas Eve. I got to remember that. Christmas Day tomorrow, and I hope it's going to be a good one for every single one of y'all. So for myself, to you all, to those who celebrate, have a Merry Christmas. To the rest of you, Happy Hanukkah to those who are Jewish that passed by recently. Happy Kwanzaa and any other holidays that celebrated, Yule. And let's end the year right, because Nationals is just around the corner. It's going to be a fun time, fellas and ladies. Prepare for the ride. From now to Nationals, buckle up. because 2020 is about to be lit. I'm Joey Blaze, and we'll see you then.